Good morning and welcome to Living Local 15. I'm your host, Jessica Williams. Thank you so much for joining me. First up, it's Women's Health Wednesday with Femme Medical Spa. And I'm talking to Dr. Ashley Scott about menopause and why weight gain occurs. Then we are getting our Southern on with the Boots Bourbon event by Camp Red Cedar. We're going to discuss the camp and how you can get tickets to this fun event next week. And a little bit later, it's Women's Wealth Wednesday with Foster Financial. And we are talking all things go-go, slow-go, and no-go. And if you don't know what that means, then stay tuned. That and more happening now.
Fashion, food, and fun. You're watching Living Local 15 with your host, Jessica Williams.
This segment sponsored by Femme Medical Spa. Welcome back to another edition of Women's Health Wednesday with Dr. Ashley Scott with Femme Medical Spa. Hey there, doctor.
Hello.
Okay, so today we're talking about menopause and why it's so hard to lose weight. So listen up. What is it about that age range that women find it so hard to lose stubborn weight?
Okay, so there's a lot that is happening in menopause. I think a lot of women just think of this as a hormonal shift, but I am always educating my patients that it's a metabolic shift first. And so metabolically what's happening is that as we lose estrogen, it causes, a chain of events that's happening with the metabolism. It's slowing that metabolism down, and so weight gain becomes a lot easier and weight loss becomes more challenging. And so a lot of women will say, you know what, I'm eating right, I'm exercising, I'm doing all the things that I used to do, but I can't lose the weight. And I remind them, well, there are physiological factors that are now out of your control. You have to now fight that physiology if you want to lose.
Ooh, okay, so let's talk about when it starts. Is this during perimenopause? Oh, it starts there.
Oh, it starts there, absolutely. And so, it's not going to be overnight. It's a very subtle, gradual change. And I think another thing is a lot of women think that, okay, this is going to start happening in my 50s.
Yeah.
No. Even like in the mid-30s, this will start to happen. And so I am even having this conversation with my patients. They're coming in just for an annual exam. They have no idea that we're going to go down this path. But I'm going to take them there because I want them to be prepared to understand that we don't want to be reactive. We want to be proactive in this transition.
Okay, so it's more than just like eating right, exercising, and doing those things early.
Absolutely.
What you're saying is that literally you have to make medical changes. And so is it medicine-wise or is it just overall lifestyle changes that's deeper than people understand?
Well, both.
Okay.
I would say I am a strong advocate for making sure people are eating their protein.
Okay.
Because another thing that's happening as women are going through this menopausal transition, as we lose estrogen, our fat distribution changes. So the fat is no longer superficial, it's no longer, in the places that we want it, in our thighs and our butt. Now it goes to the abdomen, and that fat is a lot more inflammatory. So it increases your risk for diabetes, cardiovascular disease. But then the other thing that we know is as we get older, we're losing muscle. And muscle helps to drive the metabolism. So eating protein is helpful, but then also strength training exercise. We counsel that 150 minutes of exercise a week is ideal. And we want to split that between cardio and strength training. So it's not just, well, I do this, but I don't do that. Both of those things become important because also your bone health is impacted. And so, menopause is going to have an impact on almost every cell in our body. And so we can't think of things in isolation. We have to think of it as a whole system.
Oh, I love that. Oh, and you said it so perfectly. It just makes sense because the muscle mass that we lose is what makes, as you age, you become more brittle, right? And more fragile because you're losing that. But there's a way to keep it up early by doing the strength training.
Yes, you do the strength training. You should always eat healthy and exercise. But then there are some women who they're doing that and then they're still frustrated. And for those women, I am very understandable because, I want to make sure that you are still happy with who you are. You're happy with what you are looking at in the mirror. And so when you are optimizing, the lifestyle changes, but you still need some help, then we have medications that can help with that transition as well.
Okay, yes, and these are medications that people are used to hearing about as of late, which
absolutely.
is
GLP-1s.
Let you say
and
it,
so,
GLP-1.
they're costly, which is frustrating, but, we understand, that metabolism change that's happening. And so for me, I'm like, well, we are going to do a full lab panel. I want to see what your cholesterol and, your full lipid panel is like. I want to see how your liver is functioning. Because if we can find any abnormalities that can show that there is an increased health risk, then we can help to get it covered. So it's no longer just, well, do you have diabetes or do you not have diabetes? You can have this medication.
Yes.
We can figure out a way to get it covered. And if we can't, then there are oral medications that you can have as well. But I will say the beauty of a GLP-1, in particular for menopausal women, is, as I was mentioning, that fat that goes deeper around those visceral organs. Well, GLP-1s can help with a process called lipolysis. So that is the breakdown of fat. And so it's not just about, decreasing that food noise and helping you to feel full longer. You get that extra added benefit from that medication. And when someone is in menopause, if they're on hormone replacement, as well as taking a GLP-1, then that combination of medication they enhance each other's impact. So it just helps with the weight loss if you're on estrogen supplement.
Yeah, and I think that's important that we talk about tackling the misconceptions of the medicine that's been popular, because people are like, okay, Ozempic, Wegovy, Mounjaro, and all this, and it's like, okay, that's just for people who are rich, that can't afford it. They just want to lose a little weight. But it's so much deeper than that. I see the studies that come out that has overall health benefits in bigger ways that people even realize it.
Absolutely. And then, we also know that a GLP-1 can help with your cardiac function or help, it's cardioprotective. So there's a lot more benefits to it than I think there are risks. You still want to make sure you're having a discussion with your provider to make sure you're an optimal candidate for it. But at the same time, with my menopausal patients, I don't necessarily push a number on the scale. I know that that's important for them, but more so for me, it is making sure metabolically you're healthier, and that's what will help to prolong your life. Now, if we can get both what we want, you get your weight loss and I make sure you're healthier, then it's a win-win all around.
I love that. So you offer this at your practice. You offer weight loss management, menopause treatment, like hormone therapy, and all of that stuff. So they just have to come and say, Dr. Ashley, I am having hot heat sweats. I am all the things, and I can't lose this stubborn weight. Help me out, and you'll do the workup.
Yes, and I love to educate myself in all of these different facets. So I did make sure that I am certified in all of these things, so you can really trust the advice that we're giving.
Yeah. Well, good advice today.
Thank you.
And if you would like more information about Dr. Ashley Scott and her practice, Femme Medical and Spa, we'll have their website listed below. Make your appointment, and I'll see you after the break. This segment sponsored by Femme Medical and Spa.
Have an idea for the show? Want to find out how you can be a guest? Contact us at livinglocal15@wayne.com.
It's time to kick up your boots and raise a glass for a great cause. The 2026 Boots and Bourbon event by Camp Red Cedar is bringing together an unforgettable evening of fine bourbon, live music, and community, all in support of a mission that is changing lives right here at home. And joining me today to share all about it is Executive Director Carolyn Bean. Good morning, Carolyn.
Good morning.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, so I love a good event, especially one that has a fun theme. And this Boots and Bourbon event has been taking place. This is your 4th year?
It's our 4th year.
Yes. Okay, so let's start off by kind of talking about the event a bit, and then we'll dive into what it's all about, which is Camp Red Cedar. So tell me about Boots and Bourbon.
Boots and Bourbon is our annual fundraising event, is our largest fundraising event of the year. We are raising money to support our programming, which we'll talk about later. But the event itself is bourbon tasting, live and silent auction, live music by the legendary Train Hoppers. We'll have a therapy horse meet and greet, so you get to see our horses that we use in our programming, and a whole lot more. A whole lot more. It's a lot of fun.
It is. So I have attended in the past, and I mean, first off, you had Mad Bourbon.
Yep.
And second off, Boots, this Texas girl, loves to throw on some boots. Oh,
put my boots on.
Yeah, she got her boots on. And so the theme is fun, but then it's an opportunity to see the venue as well, right? Because you host events and you give opportunity that people can actually rent your venue for weddings and corporate events and stuff like that. So it's a cool venue. And then just really being able to listen to the mission throughout the night. You know, hear testimonials and stories of people's lives that were impacted by your camp. So with Camp Red Cedar, you know, that's the home of Camp Red Cedar. So let's dive into what is Camp Red Cedar in case someone hasn't heard about it.
Sure. Camp Red Cedar is a 57-acre property located northeast of Fort Wayne. We have 3 pillar programs, one of which is summer camp, which most people know us for. Summer camp runs between June 1st and August 15th every year.
Okay.
But we have year-round programming with recreational therapy and our respite care program. Recreational therapy treats individuals with disabilities in order to strengthen them physically, socially, and emotionally so that they can live their best quality life and be as functional as possible in society. And the respite care program is a program that alleviates some caretaking from families who have a disabled family member. We pair somebody with a direct support professional who comes and either picks up your person or comes to your home to spend time with your person so that the primary caretakers can have a break. They can take a nap. They can go to the grocery store, go to a doctor's appointment, just to take care of themselves.
Yes, which is so important. So it sounds like you're hitting so many areas with the pillars. And who is this camp specifically for? Like, who can actually participate?
Sure. Summer camp is for everybody. We have camps that serve kids without disabilities and learn how to ride horses or take care of horses or just do regular camp activities. But we also have a focus on camps for disabled children and adults.
Okay. Oh, wow.
So
that's awesome. That's so great. And I had the opportunity to actually tour your campus in the past and ride, you know, the horse around and being just able to see how large the campus is. And one of my favorite things is your body of water.
Yes.
That sits in the middle. It is so peaceful.
It is.
It is just beautiful. So I'm sure people gain so much serenity and then also regaining just their abilities. Whatever the therapy is that you're offering, I can see it taking place in that atmosphere.
Yes, there's lots of swimming all summer. And everybody gets in the water that wants to get in the water. We have some water wheelchairs for people who are in wheelchairs normally or people who cannot support themselves in the water. So we have boats and canoes and it's a good time.
So when is registration open up for summer camp?
Summer camp registration is open now.
Okay.
It opened up early February, but we do have spots left in some of the camps. So if you go to campredcedar.com and then programs, and then you can do the drop down and it shows all of our different programs. You can choose camp or whichever program you're interested in.
Okay, wonderful. And if someone just wants to support the organization, show up and have a good time, it's the Boots and Bourbon event where they can do that. And tickets for that is still on sale as well?
That's correct. You can also go to campredcedar.com and click on Get Involved and pull the drop down and you'll see events and it will bring Boots and Bourbon up. We also have several links on our Facebook page for tickets.
Okay. Wonderful. Oh my goodness. This sounds like an amazing event. Again, live music, bourbon tasting, testimonial stories, and just a good time.
Yeah.
And some dancing.
And some dancing.
Got to do the boot, scoot, and boogie.
Yep.
We just have to.
Yes, and lots of food. We have our primary caterers who are donating all of the food. So that really helps us with our bottom line for fundraising.
That is so true. And something that is so exciting is that our very own morning anchor, Pat Hoffman, will be the MC for this event. So that's so exciting and a good reason to come as well.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Carolyn.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Jessica.
it so much. And If you would like more information about Camp Red Cedar, we'll have their website listed below. And it's not too late to get your tickets for Boots and Bourbon event that is taking place on April 23rd, starting at 6 p.m. And I look forward to seeing you there. And I'll see you after the break.
Follow us on social media at Living Local 15.
This segment sponsored by Foster Financial. It's time for another edition of Women's Wealth Wednesday with Foster Financial. And today we have a little riddle for you with Caleb Doan, their vice president. Hey there, Caleb.
Hey.
How's it going?
It's going well. How are you?
Good. Okay. Let me try to get this right. We got go-go.
Yeah, there you go.
Go-go years, slow-go years, and
no-go years.
No-go years.
There you
What
go.
in the world are those?
Yeah, great question. This might be a new concept for a lot of people. I feel like sometimes folks have heard of this before, but essentially it's just talking about different phases in retirement. So right when you retire, oftentimes we call that your go-go years. Maybe that's 65 to 75 years old. You're probably the most active that you'll ever be in retirement, just because you're the youngest and you're the most able-bodied in retirement. Maybe 75 to 85 would be more like slow go. Maybe you're traveling, but maybe you're not going international or something. And then there's the no-go years, maybe from 85 to however long retirement lasts, where you're really not traveling at all, you're probably not spending as much. And so we want to make plans for all of those different phases in retirement, because it's not just kind of an even path all throughout retirement. You're going to have different periods where you're spending more and different periods where you're spending less.
Oh, wow. Okay, so people got to remember it. So I think we should do a little jingle. It should be like, go, go, slow, go, no, go, 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 go.
There you go. I like it. Yeah, we'll have to implement that.
So the distinction between the three phases, why is that important?
Yeah, it's important because, most of the time people are wanting to spend the most during those go-go years, right? A lot of times this is when they're checking items off of their bucket list. Recently, with a lot of my clients, it's been an Alaska trip, a trip to Alaska. It seems I've had a whole,
That's
5
so
clients do trips to Alaska within the last year. It's an expensive trip, right?
Yeah.
So usually people are doing that probably between 65 and 75 in those go-go years. The thing that we have to be really cognizant of, though, is that earlier on in retirement, if you're 65 years old and you just retired, there's kind of the most amount of unknowns left in retirement, right? You still have at least 20 years left of retirement, and there's just a lot of unknowns during that time period. We don't know what your health is going to be. We don't know what stock market performance is going to be. We don't know what any random one-time expenses are going to be that pop up. And so by default, I think people want to be a little bit more conservative in those years and maybe not spend as much, because they're hedging against the possibility of bad things happening later in retirement. But then at the same time, you still want to be able to accomplish some of those nice bucket list items while you're still younger and able-bodied. So we can build those things into the financial plan and say, hey, the travel budget for these first 10 years is going to be $10,000 a year, and then it's going to drop to $5,000 a year, and then it's only going to be $2,000 a year after that. So we can build in these different phases into retirement planning, and maybe say that, hey, your withdrawals are actually going to be larger the first 10 years of retirement, and then they're going to slow down a little bit, and then even slow down a little bit after that. A lot of times people are thinking about maybe the 4% rule, which oftentimes people will say, hey, when you start withdrawing from your investment accounts in retirement, withdraw 4% in that first year. That might not always allow people to accomplish everything that they want in those go-go years. So maybe we're actually taking a little bit more in the beginning, and then maybe we drop it later on.
Okay, and is this about making your money work for you and stretching it and having just a solid plan, and then also setting the expectation to the client of what to expect in retirement years?
Yeah, it's about kind of managing, allowing the money to last all throughout retirement, but also allowing the client to fulfill some of those goals that they have for their retirement. A financial advisor could be extremely conservative and say, hey, you're only allowed to take out 4% every single year in retirement. But not everyone has kind of a smooth level of expenses throughout retirement. There might be higher expense years and there might be lower expense years.
Right.
And so we want to make sure that the money lasts all throughout retirement.
Yeah.
But, if you have a bucket list item of going to Alaska or something, we want to make sure that you're able to do that if it fits into the financial plan. So we want to get very granular and very detailed on the financial planning piece and really try to estimate out what those different periods are going to incur as far as expenses, just to make sure that we can balance all of those priorities.
Yeah, and that's true, because I think about also a lot of people are paying the final payment on their homes right when they're about to hit retirement, so that will be an expense that loosens up cash. So you kind of just place it and see how much your available disposable income is and how they can use it. So I am curious though, so let's say people don't travel, they're not interested in that. What have you seen your clients do on their bucket list or kind of enjoy their retirement and spending?
Yeah, I think, just doing a lot of local things, I think is something. So whether it might be going out to eat more, or some people, have goals of like helping their grandkids. They want to help their grandkids save for college or something like that, or it's just kind of like spoiling their family a little bit with some of their retirement savings. So if people aren't spending as much on travel, there's certainly other avenues for that. But usually we see a big chunk of that travel in those go-go years. Slow-go years might just be a little bit more local travel. Maybe they're downsizing their house, from 75 to 85 years old. And then in those no-go years, we got to plan for the possibility of long-term care. There's a lot of people that need nursing care at some point in retirement. And so that's another piece that we have to plan in as well.
Well, Caleb, it sounds like they're living local.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, thank you so much for sharing about it.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, guys, so we got the go-go, slow-go, no-go years. Caleb broke it all down for us. And if you would like more information, you can contact him at Foster Financial. We'll have their website and their phone number listed below, and I'll see you after the break. This segment sponsored by Foster Financial.
Living Local 15, proudly driven by the Kelly Automotive Group. Go to the Living Local 15 page on WANE.com for recipes from the show, to watch a segment again, and to get information on products and services featured on Living Local 15. Content segments during today's Living Local 15 were paid for by these sponsors.